Part 1. Package declaration. These lines mean that our class is part of a folder or package called D. It helps keep our code organized, just like folders in your computer. Part 2. The account class. Here we are creating a class called account. Think of it like a blueprint for making an account object that holds a username and a password. Part 3. Private variables. We are creating two pieces of data, a username and a password. They are marked as private, which means no one outside this class can directly change or see them. Also, we use final, so once the username and password are set, they can be changed. Part 4, the constructor. This part runs when we create a new account. It takes a username and password and stores them inside the account. The word "is" means we are taking about the variables inside the class. Part 5, getting the username. This method lets us ask the account, "Hey, what's your username?" And it tells us, but remember, we can't ask it about the password directly. It stays secret. Part 6. Checking the password. This is a safety feature. When someone enters a password, this method checks if it matches the saved password. If it's correct, it returns true. If not, false.
In this line of code, public class mainframe extends JFrame, meaning it extends the GUI of a JFrame. Here in the private final list menu items is equals to new array list, and list menu item cart is equals to new array list, meaning these two lists serves as a data storage. These are both initialized as empty array lists, and by declaring them as final, it ensures that the reference to this list can't be changed. Next is the public main or the constructor. Here, it sets the title Chowking Order System. And next is the extend states JFrame that maximize both, meaning it maximizes the window to fill the screen upon launch. And here is next is the set default close operation JFrame that exit on close. And next is the layout new border layout. Next is the top panel for button logout. This top panel sits at the top of the frame and uses a flow layout. It aligns to the right. This layout also helps to organize the components horizontally in a row, and in this case, it aligns them to the right. And next is the logout button. This creates a button labeled logout with a pink background to make it stand out. Next is the action listener for logout. When the logout button is clicked, a confirmation dialog appears. It asks the user, are you sure you want to log out? And if the user presents yes and no, this option shows. Next is the initializing item menus with ID. Here, this adds an item with IDs and price on it. Using JTab, tab pane is equals to new JTab. It creates a new tab for main dish like beverage and desserts. Next is the bottom buttons. Using JPanel, bottom panel is equals to new JPanel with a flow layout of it. It aligns on the center. Next is the private JPanel create category panel. This method it creates a new panel with a grid layout. The grid layout is set to 04/2020, meaning the layout will have 4 columns. Next is the add item label. This image, name, and price with center alignment. This method asks the user to enter the quantity for the selected item. Here, in the quantity is equals to integer dot parseInt, it ensures that the input of a user is a positive number. If the user is not entered a positive number or any numbers, it shows an error dialog if the input is invalid. The message dialog shows the invalid quantity, please enter a positive number. Next is the string option, dine in or take out. It lets the user pick between dine in or take out. Next is the private void print receipt. It will print the user's order that directly go to the file, and it also generate a note. Next is the private void show cart. This method will call the method of a private print receipt. Here in the method private void clear cart, it will clear the history of a user. Next is the private class item panel extends jpanel, meaning it extends the jpanel class. Using the public item panel or the constructor, this item sets the name for item, meaning it stores the item in here. Next is the layout, and next is the border or the set preference size. Next is the JLabel item image label. Here, it loads and scales the image if it exists. If it exists in the files of the user, using the PNG, JPEG, and etc., it will show the image in a center line. Next is the public interface menu item. The interface is like a contract that says any class implementing must have this kind of method: the int get ID, the string get name, and the double get price. This kind of method is a return type for an identifier. Next is the public class static main dish implements menu item. This defines a class main dish which implements the menu item interface. Implements means this class promises the provided concrete implementation of all methods declared in the menu item. It has three private variables, which is ID, name, and price. It is to store the information for each item in the main dish. Next is the public class beverage implements menu item. It is also the same as the main dish, whereas it implements the menu item and its methods. Next is the public class static desserts, which is also same with menu item and the main dish.
Class order queue manager. The purpose of this is to manage the order queue and notifies observers examples, kitchen stops, and when new orders are added. Next is the public static order queue manager get instances. The purpose is this is to ensure only the instances exist using get instance. Order queue stores incoming orders in a linked list queue. Observer list keeps a track of all registered observers, example kitchen staff. Add orders is add orders and notifies all observers. Next is the order observer. The purpose of this is to declare a method to be called when an order is received. Next is the kitchen staff. Usage of implemented by kitchen staff is to represent staffs who receives notifications about new orders. It implements orders. Order observer prints a message when an order is received. Next is the abstract class menu item. The purpose of this is to represent the purpose of this is to represent of a menu item that contains name and price and getters and two string for displaying item info. Next is the class main dish extends menu item. The purpose of this is to represent different types of menu items, then inherit from menu item and use constructor to set a name and price. Next is the class order. The purpose of this is to represent a customer's order containing multiple menu items, and such as a menu add items adds a menu to the order, and toString returns a string of all items to in the order. Next is the class menu item factory. It creates a menu items without exposing the instantiation logic to the client. Factory method takes such as a name, type, and price and returns proper items object.